spawning in the upper right-hand side. In the red, playing for Triumphant Song Gaming, it is TY. And his opponent, spawning in the lower left-hand corner. The blue Protoss player, it is Nice. So we got a nice little TVP. Oof. You know, when you got a player like Nice, you become very aware of how often you say the word nice. It's like casting time. And you're like, I'm not trying to like make a pun. It's just a word I say often. So we'll see what TY's plan is here. This is interesting. It's a very quick reactor. In fact, no Reaper. Straight into double Marine. That's an interesting opening here from TY, who I would say is pretty heavily favored in this match. Let's take a look at the bracket. I'm not sure where these guys are in the bracket. So TY... Okay. This is actually the round of 32. Man, that first series was so long, we skipped the round of 64. TY got a walkover in the first game. Beat Full Heart 2, an American player. And then Nice actually took out Caleb Arrakis and Armani, 2-0 each. Nice just straight killing it right now. Damn. Shade gonna come in to try to be a little bit annoying. We'll see the factory with the reactor. So Hellions coming out 2 at a time. I imagine this tech lab is gonna be for this starport. Meanwhile, we have 2 Hellions, 4 Marines, and an SCV moving across to do some real big damage. And by real big damage, I mean, I don't really know what these units are going to do. SCV dies immediately. Oracle comes out, and the Oracle with these 3 depths would absolutely kill all of this. A couple more Hellions on the way, but I like this wall here out of Nice, especially with the shield battery. As soon as the shield battery finishes up, but in the meantime, the wall goes down. But with 2 Oracles, these Hellions gotta... I was gonna say they gotta get out of there, but they don't. And they get 1 probe kill and 2 Adepts. That is not a good trade to start us off here for a Terran player. Now TY is a very interesting player. So we have Cloak Banshees and Macfield Accelerator Cyclones coming out. Oracles come in, they turn on, get 1 kill, and then get pushed away. Macfield Accelerator's not quite finished. In fact, it's just barely started. Cloak is about to finish. These Stalkers, though, in position to watch probes die. Shield battery gonna help save some of these workers. No shield battery in the main, but we do have the Oracles back. They don't have enough energy for a Revelation, though. So we're gonna have to pull these workers. A lot of lost mining time. This is a ton of lost mining time. Revelation goes down, which means that is a dead Banshee. Hopefully we have more Banshees on the way. This one comes in. I believe he scouted the 3rd base. Nope, actually, I'm wrong. I believe incorrectly. Cyclones, Marines, and Banshees. Just 1 Banshee. No, it's got to be 2 Banshees. No, just 1 Banshee. He had another Banshee that was almost finished. I guess he canceled it, going instead for a Viking. But we have double factory coming up, so it is going to be mech. Kind of a Marine heavy opening. Marines, you know, pretty good units to have. Relatively cheap. Do a lot of work. These Oracles and the Phoenix. Phoenix actually picking up a Cyclone wouldn't be the worst thing ever, but Magfield Accelerator means that these Cyclones do tons of damage. Ooh, but TY moving out right as these units come in, and 3 Oracles can kill SCVs so very quickly. Very quickly. Doesn't look like we have Game Hard on, which is unfortunate. Oh man, but yeah, look at that Magfield Accelerator. 2 Oracles go down. Phoenix takes some hull damage. Revelation on these units though, so they will be seen. I feel like though, seeing Cyclones and Marines is Nice gonna know what's up. Here we go. The Phoenix comes in, sees 2 more factories being built, and knows, yeah, this is just straight mech. We have tanks coming out 3 at a time right now. What do we have on Nice's side? He's getting Blink. It's a very gateway heavy army. We have +1 on the way. As more tanks come out, he's definitely going to need to change this up. I don't think gateway heavy is going to be very good against mech. As actually, this is the one thing mech is really good against, is a very gateway heavy army. But we do already have a Stargate up, so we could see a fleet beacon and more Stargates. This isn't Cyclone Hellion based mech. We do have a number of Cyclones out, but the siege tanks coming out this early and in these numbers. It means the mobility of this army for TY is actually quite low. So Nice is a little bit more free to take bases. Now, I'd kind of love to see like speed banshees with this or something of that nature. Ooh, he blinks, but there wasn't detection. But Banshee not really going to get anything done here, just going to die. We'll see the Dark Shrine though, that's a nice little scout. And sees that it's still gateway heavy. Actually cancels the Dark Shrine. We do have upgrades coming out for TY as well. +1 armor, a little bit ahead of +1 attack. 4th base for Nice though, just now finishing up. And we just have a 4th CC starting up for TY, so a little bit later on that 4th CC. Nice blink away from that mine. There's a lot of tanks, but they're kind of all out of position. These 3 tanks not helping at all. And these are stimless, combat shieldless, medevacless Marines. They really don't do all that much in a straight up fight. They just kind of are meat shields at this point, and yeah. Oh, that was a big blink forward. I'm not sure if that was a good blink. But at this point, Nice can afford to be a little bit cavalier with his units, as he does have that 4th base up and running quite a bit earlier. This is an interesting move out from TY though. It's very tank heavy. He's even going to kind of show his hand here a little bit early. These tanks are not sieged. Ooh, nice revelation on a lot of those units. Get a little bit of a zoom out here. I really like this drop. Kills a tank on the backside. Warp Prism going to go down though before anything gets warped in. And there's still a bunch of mines here. It's actually a lot of Widow mines. Cyclone's getting a ton of kills, but this is a very small army at this point here for TY. Oh, that blink though, I do not like that blink. That's just a bunch of free lock-ons, and there's no blink. Oh, it's off cooldown, all those stalkers die. Zealots come in now. That scan just misses that. All right, I'm really favoring TY's position now. 145 supply to 103. I think that last blink, honestly, it was not the way. 33 stalkers have gone down this game. nothing else in production. It's just going to be what Nice has, which isn't that much. And if this observer gets scanned, he's not going to have any high ground vision up here. TY taking this very forward fourth base. It's not always a forward fourth base, but it's so close to this base of Nice. Nice deciding to move around to the top side. Coming up here, TY was somewhat ready for this, but that's a lot of stalkers. The blink forward going to be pretty good against those cyclones, but as more tanks come up for support, TY still holding very strong down here against any sort of dual prong attack, but Nice does not have the supply for a dual prong attack. He's got like 6 zealots. There we go. We have another big warpin. But it just feels like there's not a lot going for Nice right now. It's a very gateway-centric army. I think this is his best chance, though, is to try to move around. There's no wall here, so Zealots, Charge Lot's going to be able to come on in very quickly. Sensor Tower helping TY out a whole lot. But this is a lot of army, and TY has a bunch of army down on this side of the map. He is bringing a lot of it over now, anticipating this a little bit. Big blink forward, which actually gets in the way a lot of those charge lots. I do not like that blink forward. Charge lots now coming in. There's no blue flame here for these Hellions. Well, I don't think these are light units anyways, so I don't think it matters, but TY cleaning that up anyways. Too many choke points. Sure, he lost some workers, but he's still up on workers. He lost units, but he's still up on units. And still the space completely locked down. Nice is going to try to regroup, but he's down 40 supply, and he's been down 40 supply. Basically, the entire game. We don't really have anything else coming out here. That was a big chrono boost on a forge that's not researching anything. And yeah, looks like we're gonna equalize a little bit here and just kind of relax. Nice, able to shoot up in supply relatively quickly. His army's a lot cheaper than TY's. Oh, unsieged here for a moment. These charge lots getting on top of some of these units. Oh my god, but the Widow Mines and tank shots kill every single one of those zealots so quickly. Widow Mines go off on stalkers that are off blink cooldown. This observer will finally go down. Such a stalker heavy army. Now stalkers, if they can get on top of tanks and cyclones, they actually kill them relatively quickly. The problem is they also die to those units, generally speaking, much more quickly. And these setups by TY have just been so good. But it feels like he might be a bit out of position for this one. Yeah, it looks like TY wants to move out, and this is kind of the dangerous part. We might get into a bit of a base trade. So many units here for TY, and so few units up here for TY. Completely evacuates this third base, loses a command center. However, he did kill this fourth base, and it looks like he's got the nice lock on this one here. But big warpin, as well as a big recall, actually. Gonna take that out. There's not a lot of units down here, so that big recall is gonna be a nice counter attack. These tanks moved way too far away. This base is going down for TY, and TY very quickly losing 2 bases here. And this is some really clean play from Nice. He does have to be wary of the minefields that exist if he's not paying attention. A lot of cyclones here for TY though. He's been really building up that cyclone army. And that's gonna really help him keep mobile. This part of the army is so important for TY to go back and forth from fortified position here to fortified position here. He's gonna need these units to be able to reinforce those. So many mines. Oh, there is an observer though. Tanks get the siege up. It looks like this base is going down, and Nice is taking this base on the top side. It's about to finish, so it's gonna be 4 base to 4 base here. Nice just cannot fight this army if it's all together. But that's a big if. It is not currently all together. These tanks are all gonna go down. Some lock-ons happen. A lot of these stalkers are gonna die as well. Oh, blinks forward against those cyclones. So many stalkers dying. Nice on 86 supply, and that's just gonna be it. He's gonna tap out. It was looking maybe like it could go either way there for a little bit. I think Nice actually did a lot more work than I expected him to. That was some really clean play. I loved the attack at the top while TY is attacking at the bottom, and then recalling to the bottom as those units tried to go reinforce the top. That was really nice. I've been trying to avoid that word, but it's not working. It's not working. Yes, Zakuwaka, we're doing some commentating today. This is the qualifiers for IEM Katowice. Big tournament. One of the best tournaments every year. I believe it's in March. And we have 4 qualifier days. 2 this week, 2 next week. So we have today, and then we'll have Wednesday. Super early Wednesday morning for me. And then next week we have same time Wednesday. It's 2 a.m. Pacific. Or maybe it's 4 a.m. Pacific. Something along those lines. But on Monday, it's the EU qualifier, so it starts earlier. It starts about 6 hours earlier, I believe. Something along those lines. So we're going to be casting all those. I'm really looking forward to it. This has been already, this is only the 2nd series. We've only done 2 series at this point. But it's been a lot of fun. All right. Let's hop in to game number 2 on Ephemeron, spawning in the lower right-hand corner. In the blue Protoss player, it is Nice. And his opponent, in the upper left-hand corner, for Triumphant Song Gaming, it is TY. TY, one of the all-time best Terran players. Going for a 1 barracks down here and 1 barracks up here. A lot of times I see this with Marauder, like a proxy Marauder build where you rally some Marauders from the main base. Oh, it's spotted by the probe though, and he just immediately cancels. Wow, that probe. To be fair, this is a very common place to proxy. I'd almost rather see it somewhere like here. I feel like that's less likely to be scouted, but I like it. Nice play by Nice. And now everything for TY is going to be just a bit behind. Again, just opening with a Marine. No Reaper here. Interesting choice. It's very funny. The NA qualifiers are so stacked with non-NA players. I'm gonna take a look at this bracket while we're in a little bit of downtime here. Just gonna focus here on this stalker being made, and I want to see in the round of 32 how many NA players there are. All right, I'm not seeing any yet. Vindicta. Vindicta made it to the round of 32, where he's fighting Maru. Panda Bear Me made it to the round of 32, where he's fighting Creator. Actually, Creator already beat him. Polt is playing as NA region. Wow. All right, no bunker here. That's not good. That is not good. Stalker, a well microed Stalker can kill Marines all day. And there's not enough Marines to make this scary for the Stalker. There's also a second Stalker coming out. A third Stalker, because the second one's already there. Now, the Stalker's really not going to get that much damage done here, but they're forcing no mining to be happening right now. Alright, so these Stalkers have now gone into the base. I don't know if I like that play. It looks like he is going to lose a Stalker. That was a little bit unnecessary, but... Oh no. Oh, gets another Marine with that Stalker. This is definitely a good trade by Nice, who is now up 34 to 27 workers. He's got a Warp Prism coming out, 2 more Gateways on the way, just as Warp Gate's about to finish. Yeah, I think he's going to want to put on some pressure. This main base has a nice little dead spot over here that's often not really seen. So I think a Warp Prism could pop in here. Oh, actually going to plant down that supply depot. So maybe better at the front. The Observer too, which will be able to see the Widow Mine with the Stalkers, and Stalkers outrange a Widow Mine. I think this is going to be a really nice little attack here. From that. God, every time, man. I swear I don't mean to. Maybe it's because my portrait on the Korea server is Fear Dragon. My mind is just naturally going for puns. You know, even with visibility up here, though. How is he going to defend against this? I guess he has 2 tanks out. Ah, this Observer, though, sees everything. Sees absolutely everything. Nice positioning here from TY, though. Looks like, yeah, he's going to keep 1 tank in the main, although it is seen by this Observer. 1 tank in the net, and that's going to keep the Stalkers away. A tank in the base keeps the Stalkers away. The classic saying. Third base going down for Nice. Ton more gateways coming up, as well as Charge and the Templar Archives. He's gearing up for another big gateway heavy army. But this time TY is going for a bio tank play. Still no stim or combat shields. And eBay's just now finishing up. I think the Stalkers might have scouted those eBays. No scout on the eBays, so Nice, maybe not too sure what TY is doing at the moment. He was very Marine heavy last game at the start of the game. Oh, actually, no, he just still has this Observer chilling in the base. He sees absolutely everything. He's making Archons? Okay. Alright, Archons. 47ness, thank you so much for those bits. I'm not really supposed to do shoutouts on stream during these qualifiers, but I just love you too much. What can I say? Thank you for the 100 bits, my friend. I hope you've been enjoying the qualifiers. I know there's a ton of channels streaming them, a ton of people casting them. Please check out everybody. The full list is on Team Liquid. I have a link to it. If you do ! Casters, you can see all the different people. If you click on that link and scroll down a little bit, you'll see all the different people casting it. This is the... That's kind of a sad, tiny little army, isn't it? That army is not looking very strong against this many Marines and tanks. I'd love to see these tanks brought down to the low ground, though. TY playing very defensively at the moment, which I really think he needs to do. Alright, this army looking a little stronger at this point. Oh, but these tanks on the high ground just absolutely shelling away at everything. That was not a good trade. However, oh, TY getting hit on multiple fronts. That factory, not going to be long for this world, but again, the tanks in the high ground saving grace here, but TY is down to 46 SCVs. He lost a lot. Nice still on 66, going to be fully saturated on 3 bases. However, his forges are very late, which means we have 1-1 stim and combat shields on these Marines. Oh no! That observer had done so much scouting and then died to a turret. We have the Ghost Academy coming up though. +2 attack on the way. Third base is finally landed for TY. He's very good at making SCVs, so he will be caught back up relatively quickly. And I assume just Marines, Marauders, and Ghosts coming out now. Medevacs as well. Ghosts are going to be really, really key here against this Archon heavy force. EMP also very good against every Protoss unit, but the Archons, a couple of EMPs on those guys, and you're looking real good. Bit of a flyby here. Will he be able to get a warp in off? I don't think so. No luck on the warp in, so the Zealots not getting a whole lot of work done. Oh, we have the female ghosts skin for TY. Nice. TY loving the chat as well. How can you not love TY? Now, Nice's 4th base here is very late. It feels like he really wanted to put the pressure on, but TY's defensive setup was a little bit too strong. And still, with these 2 tanks on the high ground, attacking into this 3rd base is going to be so difficult with charge lots. The natural might be a little bit easier, but this army from TY is looking strong. Now, disruptors are those are a nice choice here. I think disruptors are going to be really strong. 1-1 now finishing up. He is quite a bit behind in the upgrades. 2-2 is getting pretty close here for TY. But disruptors don't really care about upgrades. They don't really mind them, you know? They're like, I'll kill all those Marines anyways. Some Marines out on the map, clearing up some stuff. Oh! War Prism skirts by. This one will get the warp in off before dying. Tank is going to siege out. That'll help against these Zelly boys a little bit. Before the rest of the army comes in. Oh, we have no storm, just disruptors here. Those first 2 disruptor shots completely whiff. Zealots in the main base are cleaned up. TY still on 65 workers. Probably not too happy. It's a very low worker count for TY. He just lost like 10 workers, and he's still on 65. Nice now making more workers to saturate this 4th base. Be transferring some from the main as well. That attack hit after TY's 2-2 was done and before Nice's was, though. So that is the ideal timing for TY here. I will say the medevac count feels very low. There's only 3 medevacs out on the map. Nice's big chance here is gonna be trying to connect with these disruptors, and he now has 5. Oh my god, that's so many tanks. Oh, please. Please don't walk into that Nice. Hey, I'm rooting for TY. I'll be fully honest with you guys, I'm a biased caster. I'm rooting for TY, but I do not want Nice to lose like that. That is not the way. This is so tank heavy. For a while, TY wasn't making any tanks at all, and now he's on triple factory. This is something I haven't seen in a while, actually. Special did this for a bit, and TY did as well. It was this like triple factory siege tank. I think it's very strong versus this kind of army. We have the big engagement. EMP's going down. Planetary will go down. Oh, nice splits. Does lose some units there, but overall, I think that was a very good trade for TY. Looking at the army supply, 124 to 87. Did I miss something? How did Nice lose probes? I feel like I missed a drop or something here. Because Nice is down to 61 workers. Couple Novas coming out, but God, these EMPs have just been so good. Such a massive amount of tanks. And there's just, like, what does he have against that many tanks? He's just going to have to hope he can Nova down a tank at a time, but it's not going to be enough. TY's pulling back, though, and I don't know if I agree with this. I feel like he's at 200 supply. Now is kind of his chance. A lot of these units not on a hotkey. Gonna get taken out. Another War Prism coming in. Gets EMP'd. Only one ghost firing at it though right now. It's actually not even firing at it. Nice trying to move in, but again, his army is not as good. These run-bys though are killer. Warpins in the main base, run-by to the 4th base down here. Main army pushing on this 5th base. And the tanks are not really in position for any of it at the moment. More Warpins. All those Vikings died. I don't think he has any Vikings left. No, not a single Viking left to take care of this War Prism. Which means these Warpins can just keep happening until TY realizes that. We'll finally go kill that War Prism. That's like the 4th War Prism to die trying to do that. I feel like if TY can move out and put pressure on, he can get big damage done. But until then, he's stuck trying to defend in multiple locations with siege tanks, which is the big weakness of siege tanks. Is the more spread they are, the weaker they are. The more tanks are in one place like this, it kind of compounds their value. Oh, the bio gets caught though. We'll get out of there. We'll escape from the dangerous stalkers. Nice on 5 bases as well. Mostly just mining minerals. He doesn't really need that much gas. He has a few Archons, but this is such a just gateway-centric army with the disruptors popping in. Actually has a lot of Archons. 7 Archons in this army. This double turret here has not been successful in stopping War Prisms. He has War Prism speed as well, which means he can just zoop in and around. Oh my god, there's so many tanks here. I don't know if this is wise by Nice though. Oh no. At least he didn't lose the disruptors. Double drop down here though, gonna take out this base. I'm gonna move down here. Big warp and his zealots though should take care of this. Forces the pickup. That marauder gets left out to die. Oh, this one stalker. He's gonna get him. Nah, not quite. Such a fortified tank position over here. But again, that's the big weakness of tanks. Oh my god, so many Novas going out. Actually kills a bunch of his own Zealots. But he has so many disruptors, he can just send them out. However, I think he's pretty close to out of Novas now. Those disruptors hanging out on the backside are gonna get sniped. So many of them going down, only 2 left. Oh, actually, they all just straight up die. And that's the entirety of Nice's army. I don't really see a way for Nice to come back into this now. Sure, he's mining nicely. 62 workers across 4 soon to be 5 bases is okay, I guess. Upgrade wise, he's on 2-3. They're both actually on 2-3. So pretty similar there. But it's 200 supply to 150 right now. And Nice just lost the best part of his army. The absolute best part of his army. Sensor tower gonna see all of this movement. This is not a planetary though, so he will lift up. Big EMP is going down. All of those Zealots dying. Sure, he gets that orbital, but the Marine's gonna body block the Archons. Not a sentence you hear every day. Big counterattack with the Zealots into the natural though, gonna kill everything mining there. It's almost completely mined out, so not the end of the world. Look at that, +3 armor on the way. But I don't think this is enough for Nice. He supply blocked TY, so you know, that's a bonus. But oof. TY's army has just been consistently stronger than Nice's. But I feel like TY's playing way too timid right now. He could just A move across the map. I'm pretty sure he could F2A move across the map and win this game. But he's playing very kind of scared almost. And Nice is on more bases. The worker count is very close to even. If Nice is able to rebuild a lot of big units here, I mean, oh, that's a bit unfortunate. He missed the gas geyser. We could even see Nice start to try to transition. He's not mining very much gas at the moment. That's the big thing. It makes it really tough to transition out of this army. But we could see a transition into something like air. And tanks, not all that great versus air. If you're able to get, you know, like 6 carriers out and have like 5 or 6 disruptors underneath and just some stalkers and archons, it becomes very difficult for this army to do anything. Wow, we have Scan City over here. Oh, a few more Zealots getting dropped in. Ooh, and looks like we're gonna be going for nukes. TY making more Ghost Academies. These War Prisms have been so annoying, but the main chunk of the army coming in down here. Ooh. Disruptors getting some nice connections. Not the best connections, but they are pretty solid. Some EMPs and snipes going off. War Prism still warping in the main base, but these Zealots not going to be that effective. You know, TY could actually mine a bit more in here. An early Zealot attack killed a lot of that. Oh no! Disruptor dies. Gets the Warp Prism out of there though. Looks like at some point the 2 Liberators that were chilling over here did some damage. Nice, down to 55 workers, which he is on like 3.5 bases right now. So 55 workers is not enough. Yeah, it's continuing to build probes. Oh, army moving around to this side. Oh, that tank siege up though. Will kill the planetary, so that's a nice catch. Disruptor shots on the retreat. Nova covering the retreat of the rest of the army. And, you know, it just feels like TY is... He's holding strong, but also he's not really getting much done. I guess the big thing here are the trades. 168 zealots have died. And just looking at these numbers, like, Nice has been mining on more bases very consistently this whole game. And 30 probes versus 61 SCVs going down. But now we get to the fun part of the game here. A nuke gonna go down. It won't kill much. A pylon and a probe. Forces some lost mining time though. And it looks like he wants to drop down another nuke. Will Nice see it in time? Yeah, he knows where it is. He actually wants to come kill it. Oh my god. Oh my god, Nice, don't do it. Oh, okay, backs up. Realizes his observer is slow potentially, and it lets that nuke land. In the meantime, TY finally pushing out so many tanks. 17 siege tanks here. Oh, the Novas come out, but they're targeted down by the tanks. And Nice taps out. TY takes the series 2-0.